My name is Alberta. I am a wife and a mother to a 6-month-old baby boy. I got married last year, August, 1st of August, and I have an irregular menstrual cycle. So personally, I know babies are not for me now. So my husband and I we didn't discuss about kids because we just wanted to be together and be happy. So a few weeks after we married, my menses didn't come. But as usual, it was normal to me because I could go maximum 4 months without menstruating. So some few days after, I realized that I was having these symptoms of pregnancy. I was nauseating, I lost appetite, everything around me smells. So I told my husband about it, and then that evening when he was coming back from work, he got the pregnancy test kit. So he says the pharmacy advised that we do it early in the morning. We do the pregnancy test early in the morning for accurate results. So early in the morning, I woke up before him. I woke up very early and I just chanced on the test kit. So I went to the bathroom and then peed and did the test. And I saw the 2 red lines. I wasn't happy. I wasn't sad. It was a mixed feeling for me. So I just placed it where I found it. So when my husband woke up in the morning, I showed it to him that we are pregnant. Okay, so from there he advised that I go to the hospital to have a blood test to confirm properly. So the next morning I went to the hospital and we did the test and I was pregnant. There and there the doctor also said that I should have a scan to know how the fetus is growing. So we had the scan and it showed that it was a viable seed at 6 weeks. So that is how we got to know that we were pregnant. Oh, we were not so happy because we didn't plan on having kids as early as ours came, because I was then finishing with school and I wanted to go back to finish my schooling. So having a pregnancy and then going back to studies was something for me. But of course, it's a blessing from God. Most people wish they have babies. So if by the grace of God we have it now, then I think we accepted it and received it as it was. So we decided not to tell anybody about it for the meantime. But at some point I couldn't because I wasn't able to eat. And people cook around and I'm always complaining that their foods were smelling. So I had to go to my mom because I was always craving for plantain with hot pepper. That was my favorite food I was eating. So I could eat that from morning till evening because any other thing I ate can't stay down. So I went to my mom and we broke the news to my parents that yes, I'm pregnant. After I'd known that I was pregnant, I had to return back to studies. So I left Ghana whilst I was 12 weeks pregnant. So I left all by myself. I was living all by myself. Pregnancy itself is a beautiful thing. I think everyone should enjoy. But unfortunately for me, I didn't enjoy my pregnancy, though I have a very healthy pregnancy throughout. From the first day until the day I delivered, everything was very okay with me health-wise. But other things that came along with the pregnancy didn't make me enjoy my pregnancy. So yes, I don't want to go deep into what didn't make me enjoy my pregnancy. It's like external factors. But if not that, I think I had a very peaceful pregnancy. So I had read a lot about labor, symptoms that shows that you are in labor. So a week before I went into labor, I started cramping, but it wasn't consistent. It wasn't close to each other. So I didn't take it so serious. 38 weeks, I thought I would go into labor, still baby wasn't coming. 39, baby wasn't coming. So I had passed my EDD, and then I was a bit scared because I didn't know why baby wasn't coming. So 40 weeks, 4 days. That fourth day, that dawn, the cramping was very severe and it was close to each other. So before that, I was told in the hospital that if I feel like baby is coming, I should call the ambulance. So there and there, that morning, I called the ambulance and the ambulance came to pick me to the hospital. And we got to the hospital. I got there all by myself, so I went there, and around 7:30 in the morning, and the midwife checked me and then said I was only 1 centimeter dilated. And I was like, wow, this is when I couldn't sleep because of this cramp, and I'm only 1 centimeter gone. And she said yes. So she asked me to go downstairs and walk around a bit and then come back. So I went downstairs, got something to eat, came back later on, and then she checked again, and it was still 1 centimeter. But she advised that they keep me in the hospital before anything should happen. They should keep me in the hospital. So they took me to a room all by myself. I was there all alone, and then they came to have a COVID test before they could, allow me sleep in that room. So the COVID test came out negative, and then I was there all by myself. I was cramping bit by bit. It wasn't too close, but I was still there until 6 p.m. in the evening, when the cramping became very severe that I couldn't do anything. Of course, I knew if I were to be in Ghana, my husband would be around and then give me some massages here and there to soothe the pain and all that. But I was so unlucky that I didn't get that. So it was the midwife did all my husband's duties. She did everything. She brought in some oil to massage my back. Anytime I would want to go to the washroom, she followed me to the washroom. She made sure I was okay. Now the pain was so much, I couldn't stand it. And I told her, she was Stephania, obstetrica Stephania. I told her, Stephania, I can't take it anymore. The pain is too much for me. Can't you guys do anything about it? And she says, Alberta, you can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. You've been having a very healthy pregnancy and we cannot do anything about it. Just psych your mind that you can do it. And I told her, I can't. The pain is too much for me. I can't. Can't they induce me or maybe do a cesarean section so that I would be freed? She said, no, it's not possible. She was just giving me inspiration to go through. So yes, I asked her to check because it was around 12 a.m. I asked her to check to see if I had progressed. And she said, no, the other midwife that left me with her told her I wasn't progressing. So for her to, she sees my contractions not close together. So she wouldn't check. And I'm like, why won't you check me? Because the pain is very severe. You are not me. I'm telling you the pain is severe and you are saying you wouldn't check. So another obstetrica came and then they decided to finally check. And then she checked and I was 7 cm gone. She said, we had to prepare you for labor. We have to take you to the labor room. So yes, there and there I put on my labor cloth and then she took me to the labor room. When we went to the labor room, before that I told her I would want to go to the washroom and she said, there's a very big bath in the labor room. I can just go in there and then relax in the pool. And I was like, okay. So she held my hands and then we went to the labor room. Unfortunately, the bath was so beautiful. I wish I could I could relax in it, but what I was going through didn't allow me to have a feel of the bath. So I just sat down and I was still I was feeling very uneasy. The company was serious. I mean, our parents didn't tell us the whole truth. Everybody goes through it and decide not to tell us whatever the pain is or tell us what she went through. So I was like, wow, this pain is out of this world. I mean, our parents are really, especially our mothers, they have really tried. So there and there, I told her I wanted to poo, and she says, I should poo there and there. I was like, no, I can't poo there. She should take me to the washroom to poo. She said, no, I should poo there. And I was like, okay. So I was trying to poo and she said, wow, we should go to the washroom. So I was in the washroom and then she had a mirror. I was at the point she had a mirror beneath me. I mean, watching what was going on down there. And then I think she saw the baby's head and she was like, oh, the baby's head is here. We should go to the labor bed. So she took me to the bed and then she told me that at each contraction I should push hard with all my strength, and I said okay. So the first contraction came and I pushed, baby didn't come. The second one I pushed. The third one, all I could hear was vroom, like the baby was out. As soon as baby came out, the pain I was feeling, everything, left. And she placed the baby on my chest for the first time. I wasn't so emotional because I was just out of pain. And I'm sure I was supposed to be happy as well, but the happiness also didn't come there and there. So she placed baby on me and then baby started feeding on my breast. So we were there, the baby was on me and we lied there for like 30 minutes and they were doing other things under me. I didn't know. She told me that anesthesia, they were injecting me and I was like, what for? And she said I had a tear, so they want to sew. I was like, okay. So they sewed and then after that they took me to the bathroom to put on the labor pad, and there something happened. There I was on the floor like this and I think I was off. I went off. So I could hear my name like far away. I could hear someone calling me Alberta, Alberta. So they were shaking me. I felt someone was shaking me. So immediately I opened my eyes and she said, no, don't close your eyes again. I was like, okay. So I was like, hey, I have to be steady. I don't have to close my eyes. So after everything, they dressed me up, put me in the wheelchair and wheeled me to my room. So they brought baby. They had already cleaned baby, wore baby clothes, and then they brought baby to me. I was so excited. That was when I called my husband and informed him that I had given birth to a bouncy baby boy. And the news started spreading. He told my parents, he told his family that finally had given birth. And yes, I started breastfeeding my baby there and there. So I was informed that if you have a cesarean section, you stay for 3 days. And for normal delivery like ours, you stay for only 2 days. Unfortunately for me, someone had COVID in my residence, so I couldn't go home on the second day. I stayed in the hospital for 5 days before I went back home. So even going back home, I wasn't taken straight to my house. I had to go and lodge somewhere else for some few days because they didn't want to associate baby and I with the other people in the residence. So I spent also 5 days at that place before I went to my apartment. So getting to my apartment, where I was before I moved to my apartment, the midwife came there the following day to check on us. to educate us on how I would have to feed baby, how to bath baby and all that. So I moved to my residence and then I was slowly bathing him. I was taking care of him. He was very fragile, so I was a bit scared sometimes bathing him, and the midwife told me that he's not a dirty baby, so I shouldn't worry about bathing him every day. 3 or 4 times in a week is okay. So yeah, that was what I was doing. I was bathing him and taking care of him until I found a mother figure, someone who is just like my mother, who decided to help me bath him. So I would take him to the woman to bath him once in a week. So for the other days, I do the bathing and everything myself, but once in a week for proper bathing, I take him to the woman to bath him and then we come back home. I surprised myself. Anybody that heard that Albie has given birth all by herself and is taking care of baby all by herself also got surprised, especially my parents, my husband. I wouldn't say I didn't know anything about childbirth. I have a big sister who had 2 sons, but I saw her going through all these things, but she had help from my parents, she had help from my mother. But solely me doing all these things, I was shocked that I could do this. I think I belittle myself, but now I trust that I'm a strong woman, because not everyone could go through this. People who even have help still says that it's a very difficult job to do. But of course, I didn't have any help, but I did my best for my boy. So I'm a proud mother, and if nobody tells me I did well, I know I did very well. So soon had become a mother, and I was excited. Honestly, I was very excited to bring life into this world. I thank God so much, because a lot had happened through pregnancy and I didn't know at the long run I would be able to come out successful. But God being so good and generous to me, I had a bouncy baby boy, and it was left for me to take good care of him. So feeding him at night, changing diaper, making sure he sleeps so that I can also sleep. All these things contributed to the fact that I didn't have enough sleep. Until now, my sleeping pattern has changed. I don't have my normal hours that I used to sleep with. Now, at every quick, I have to be up to make sure that he's okay. And we were always going for appointment. Every time going for appointment with this boy. So sometimes when we have appointment early in the morning, we have to wake up way before time to prepare baby, to prepare myself, and then also to go for our appointment. I was lucky because I had this Passagino that when I put baby in it, I put my baggages beneath the Passagino and then we are going. So, it was tedious. I had much time also. I didn't have so much time on my side because every minute I'm with baby, I have to make sure he's safe. I had opportunity to read, to research about how to take care of a newborn baby, how to bath a newborn baby. I sometimes call my mother to teach me how I should go about things. People were calling me to educate me, to advise me, to give me notes on how to take care of this boy before we finally came to Ghana. I wish our mothers had told us a lot about pregnancy, about labor, and after labor, motherhood. I think people go through all these things and decide to keep it to themselves. My mom was telling me that a woman same. But for me, I think people should share so that everybody would know what it entails, what pregnancy entails. Then when I go into it, I know that, oh, this is what I have signed in for. But nobody decides to share it to us. Everybody goes through it and decides to keep it to themselves, which I think people should come out and share all these things with us. There have been a lot of moments that I have enjoyed with my boy, especially when we are outside, sometimes strolling or going for appointment. When these white people see me with the passage, you know, they are so inquisitive that they get closer to the stroller to see the baby's face. And anytime they get closer and they see the baby, they are like, wow, aguri, tanti aguri. I was like, grazie. I mean, they are excited that you have a baby. And I get very excited as well, knowing that I bore this boy on my own. So it gives me so much joy. And anytime we are outside also and he is at, maybe I had put him on my hand, people see and like, oh, bello, che bello, meaning, oh, he's handsome. All these things put smiles on my face, because not everybody could have a handsome baby. But I mean, these are some of the cherishable moments for me. Also now he's grown, and then now he shows much happiness. Now he sees you and he smiles. He sees other people and he smiles. My baby is not a crying baby. He likes everybody. I don't struggle, I mean, when we are outside, because people would just come for him because he's a very lively boy. And it makes me happy. Last Sunday we went to church and I couldn't even find my boy because someone had taken him out and he was playing with him. He's a nice boy that everybody would want to have him in his or her arms. So it gives me so much joy to have such an handsome boy. I was anticipating to come to Ghana. I mean, every time I sleep, I'm always praying, telling God that God pave the way for us, because we cannot come to Ghana without baby having a passport. And then where we lived too is a bit far from Rome. So we booked the appointment and they gave us September. I gave birth to this boy in May, 5th of May, and in June we booked the appointment. They gave us 4th September, and I'm like, wow, I can't live here until 4th September. So I decided to send the embassy an email to explain my situation to them, that I'm a single person taking care of this boy, and I plead that they give me an earlier date so that we can have the baby's passport and then we go back to Ghana. So fortunately they replied to the mail and said, wow, yes, I can come on the 27th of June and then have the passport done. So the day that the passport came a month after we had gone to Rome to get it done. And the day it came, I sang praises to God. I was so excited. I was so elated. I jumped that day. I have the snap video on my phone. I jumped. I was so happy that finally going to Ghana is approaching. I mean, very soon we'll go back to Ghana. So the passport came, and then I wanted to also work on my residence permits before coming, but we had put the application inside, but we had not heard anything from the questura, so we were still waiting. Habi wanted to have a look at baby before he was also traveling, so he wanted to have a look at baby before he goes. So I decided that, yes, why don't we come and then later on come back to work on this residence permit. So baby and I decided to come to Ghana, and it was impromptu. We didn't know we were going to come to Ghana. So we came to Ghana on a Tuesday. That was on 4th October. We didn't know that we were going to come to Ghana. The day before, I think that the weekend before that week, my husband sent me a ticket that finally we are coming to Ghana. And still I was in shock. I was in disbelief. I didn't want to believe that we were going to Ghana. For me, I wanted my 2 feet to be in Ghana before I would believe that indeed we are in Ghana. So they asked us to have some COVID tests done. And that from the timing till when we would be traveling was so close that things were a bit not on our side, like time wasn't on our side. So I felt this going to Ghana would not come on, because when would we do our COVID test and get the results and then come to Ghana? But God being so good to us, we had the COVID test and we had the result just the day that we were coming. On Tuesday morning, we had the results. So we had to come to Ghana. I had this, I had planned, I had picture how it would be like my husband and my parents coming to the airport to meet us, how my reaction will be, how their reaction is also going to be like. So yes, we got onto the flight, and we were fortunate that the flight attendants took care of baby very well, although it wasn't throughout the flight, but at a point in time they would come for him, and then I would also have time to relax. I also had another Ghanaian woman by me who would also just take him in, also that I can also relax a little until I thought the flight was, we did a transit in Brussels. So we had to wait for an hour, and then from Brussels to Ghana. I thought we were going to Ghana, we were coming to Ghana straight away, but the flight took us to Cote d'Ivoire before we had to come to Ghana. So finally we were in Ghana. My bags were a lot on me because of this, but I had to pack his food. I have my own personal belongings, and with my jacket and everything, I was packed myself. So I was a bit lucky that people were coming my way at each time. So I found someone who also took big care of baby, and then I had to go through another COVID test at the airport, and finally we waited for our baggage and it came and we were to go out. So I decided to sit inside the airport and rest for like 10 minutes, relax for like 10 minutes before we go out, because I was so exhausted. I wanted to relax a bit with baby before we go out. So we relaxed for like 10 minutes, and I was told that another flight is coming. If we don't hurry and go out, the whole place would be congested, that we wouldn't go out as early as we want. So we had to go out that moment. So my husband knew we were coming. So I went, my baby was in his stroller, and I was pushing him out. So the moment we got out, I saw my husband and my very good friend. My husband just was so much happy. He was so happy. He jumped, and then I don't know where he got it from, but he brought out a flower and then a plate with some love words, making me feel like the queen I have always been. And my girlfriend too was around. I mean, I saw my parents seated, I hugged them. Everybody was excited to see baby. All of a sudden they had all left me and they were with baby. They were like, hey, I'll be with you, Brunia, but my name is Shawagano. I mean, the excitement was a lot, and there and there we parted ways, and then we went home. I don't think I know what I'm doing. I am doing what I think I'm doing what I think is good for the baby. I don't know what I am even doing is the right thing or is the best for him. But to me, I am doing what I can do in my capacity to assist him, because it's my first baby. I am not an experienced mother. It's not as if I had given birth before and I had learned a lot already. No, it's like you having a new job. It's my first hand on the job. So I'm doing what I think is good for him. Whether it is good or bad for me, I think it is right. I am just doing what I'm doing. Way back, whilst I was away, it was solely me. I knew baby had no help from anywhere. I had no help from anywhere. So I was doing everything with all my strength and my mind. I was doing everything all by myself, making sure he's safe. For me, his safety was very important to me. So I was doing everything to make sure that he's safe. But when I came back to Ghana, I expect a lot of help. I expect help to come from everywhere. So when I'm here and I'm not getting help, I feel like, why? I should have stayed. I thought I'm coming here to get help, but I'm not getting the help I expect to have. So sometimes I get tired of taking care of him. Yesterday, my dad was telling one friend of my mother came to visit us, and we left baby with her. And my dad said, anybody that comes to the house and you come and pick baby, me, I want to also relax. So I leave him with you so that you can also take care of him. Then I can also have time to relax. It's a tedious job. Nobody would say motherhood is easy. That is why I give thumbs up to our parents. Our mothers especially, giving birth to 3, 4, 5 children and taking care of them. They've done so well. They've done incredibly well. So, and I'm sure they also get tired at a point in time. Nobody finds it that easy. At a point in time, you would get tired. That is why you need help. This final words, it's for me. I'm going to praise myself. I am a strong woman. I am a super strong woman. If nobody tells me, I know. I don't even expect someone to tell me, because how many people could give birth and take care of baby all by themselves? It's not an easy task, but by the grace of God, I have been able to go through it. And I admire myself a lot now. I love myself more now. I know that this would inspire other women, that if you are left alone to take care of your baby, do it and do it with all your strength. Make sure that baby is safe, because at the end of the day, it's your baby, it's no one's, and you are in charge of him or her. So you make sure you do your best to take care of baby. And also, I would advise that we give help to mothers, to new mothers, especially new mothers, someone who hadn't given birth before. If you can give a helping hand, kindly assist, because it is not an easy job. Yes, thank you.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope you've liked it. Please don't forget to follow Drummer Baby on Instagram and Facebook. And also don't forget to subscribe, comment, like the video on YouTube.